Well, what's up to all my model car players out there in YouTube land? This is Fast Jimmy 71 coming at you from the Chicken Grease Garage. Well, I'm in another location. I know you kind of noticed the background. Um, I've moved everything towards the front of my house where I have a hell of a lot more room. I was in that little spot over there and I felt a little crammed. So did some rearranging, and now I'm towards the front of the house where all this is my space now. Even though all of this is my space, but this is dedicated just for this right here. Um, well, I mailed out the shop cards last week. Um, Sorry for the delay. Been real busy doing stuff and going to doctor's appointments and stuff. Everyday life things. Things you got to deal with. So I didn't get a chance to go to the post office and do what I had to do, but I mailed them out, so they are on their way. You should be receiving them sometime. Well, not tomorrow because tomorrow is it's a holiday. You probably get you'll probably start seeing them on Tuesday or Wednesday. No later than that. But I sent them out. If I did forget anybody or anybody that does want a shop card, my email is fastjimmy71@gmail.com. You're more than welcome to send me an email with your address and I will get one out to you. Okay, well, on to the next thing. The Cadillac. The Cadillac, I haven't done squat. Why? Because the weather in Chicago is bipolar. Yes, bipolar. Uh, those of you that know that live in Chicago or in Illinois, the weather here is really, really funky. It could be beautiful one day and the next day the temperature will drop. So that's how it is here in Chicago. So I haven't had a chance to shoot paint on this car. Um, so I don't know when I'm gonna do it, but I need to get my ass on the ball with this car, and I need to start jumping on that 55 because I have plans for that. So I want to get these cars ready, but since I can't do any of that right now, I'm gonna show you what I picked up the other day. Uh, at a hobby, not so much a hobby store. It was like an Asian store where they sell everything from Japanese and all kind of stuff. It's just some crazy shit. Stuff I couldn't even understand because it was all written in that language, in their language. So I had to go by what the packages would look like and what what was on the package and try to figure out what it meant. Um, they sell food, home appliances and stuff like that. But but they have a toy section. And when I went to the toy section, man oh man oh man, they had some cool stuff. And I picked up two. They're called what is this? Symbol. So I guess I hope I'm pronouncing this right. But these are actually like Gundam robots. Um, I used to build Gundam robots. Yeah, Fast Jimmy 71 built Gundam robots. But it's been a long time since I haven't done that. Um, and I went into the store, and lo and behold, they're not Gundams, but they're kind of like Gundams. Uh, but these things are badass. and all I paid was $10 for these. So I don't know who this is because, like I'm saying, this is in Asian writing, so I don't know if it's Japanese I don't know. I don't know. All I know is that I can't read it for shit. So I'm gonna turn this around. I'm gonna show you. I got this one. This is pretty cool. Let me turn off this light. This one is pretty cool. Look at that box. Look how the holographic. Look how cool that is. And yes, this is a model. As you can see, it's a model. Very, very highly detailed. I'm going to tell you, very, very detailed. So I picked this one up. And they were only $10. And they even had bigger ones. But those were like, holy crap. $50, $60? Nah, I'm not trying to go all out like that. You know, I can only get what I can afford. But for $10, you can't beat it. And then I got this one. This is so cool, man. These boxes are like sick as hell, man. Really, really sharp. See? I don't know if I got this backwards. I can't tell. But yeah, shows you what it brings. The swords, samurai swords. And like I said, they're models. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show one now. Show you what it brings. Because I tell you, this is, I thought this was going to be pretty cheap, but it's not. And I'm telling you, it's very detailed. The problem with this is that the instructions are very small. Very small. But very cool. And then it brings a playing card, like a holographic card in here. I haven't taken the card out, but it brings a card, which is pretty cool. Then it brings this, I guess it's like a playing card or something on both sides. Pretty cool. Here's some red parts. I haven't taken them out of the bag. This is the stand for it. This is a bag of parts. There's another bag. Here is another bag. And here's another bag. And I'm going to tell you, the detail on these things are incredible. Very, very nice detail. And it's cool because you can paint these, and then you can get the markers. They're like Gundam markers. Let's see if I can find one here. I know I got one in here somewhere. They're like Gundam markers. I know I had one here. And these are very fine tip. Very fine tip. And you can use these for the panel lines to kind of like bring it out even more. Those markers are really cool to have. And the cool thing about it is that you can do battle damage on these things. You can do all kind of crazy shit with this stuff. But yeah, I used to build Gundams. I built quite a few Gundams. I've never posted them on Facebook. Never did that. I don't know why. Not on Facebook, on YouTube. Never put it on YouTube. I think I did it one time. Long time ago I did that. But yeah, these are pretty cool. So if you ever come across these, you should get it. You know, it takes you out of the box, it takes you out of your norm for a while. You know, when you get discouraged with building cars and you want to build something different. You know, some guys, they build cars and then they jump into the boats, or they jump into planes, or they jump into this, or they do it because they want to get away from the other stuff. So this is what I like to do. I get away from the building of the model cars and I jump into stuff like this. You know, this is pretty cool. This is these are actually, you know, these things are actually what you call it, anime cartoons. You know, you get this through anime. You know, the robots and stuff like that, like Voltron and stuff like that. You know, back in the day cartoons. But yeah, this is freaking pretty cool, man. Really cool. For $10 you can't beat it, you know. Versus the Gundams are a little bit more expensive, but for $10 you can't beat it. So I picked up these two. So if you ever see these around, you know, scoop one up. Have it in your stash, so like that whenever you decide on not wanting to build a model car, you have something different to, you know, keep your mind off of it and drive you even crazier, because these things can get a little nerve-wracking too. I'm not gonna lie. They can get a little nerve-wracking too. But I did go to Hobby Lobby the other day and I picked up a few things. Thank you to Brian from Got Fuel model car channel that he does Saturday night hangouts. Very nice gentleman. He did a fundraiser for me, dedicated to me. And you know, I collected some money. He collected some money, and you know, he sent me a Hobby Lobby gift card, which was very awesome. So I wish to thank everybody that contribute to that. Very nice, very nice. So I went and I picked up some stuff. I didn't pick up a lot. I picked up these flocking. I paid $1.24 for these. Pretty cool. So I got this, it's like a ruby red. Then I picked up this blue, like a baby blue, which is pretty cool. And I picked up a gray. But for some reason, this looked like it was open, but it's not. But it looks like it's this one, no, it's just about the same. And then I have this gray one. It's embossing powder. It looks like embossing powder, more embossing powder than flocking. But yeah, for $1.24 you can't beat it. These were the only three colors that I found that were nice. The other ones were nasty. Green, yellow, brown. Nah, I don't like those colors. So I picked that up. And then I went, and then also at that store where I bought those models, they have these fine tip Q-tips. These are actually good, and these are the fine tip, pointing fine tip. These are the good ones where when you're applying bare metal foil and you want to get that nice sharp edge, and you just want to get really sharp with it. These are the best ones to have. And all I paid was $1.50 for these. $1.50, you can't beat them. Can't beat it. I picked that up. And then I picked up this marker here. I still can't figure out which is the number on this, because it really doesn't tell me. But it's a very fine tip. I bought this also in Hobby Lobby. It's also a very fine tip, as you can see. These are actually pretty cool. So yeah, I picked this stuff up, and that's really about it. So, like I said, the caddy, the caddy is on hold. The 55 is on hold. So what I think I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna jump into one of those robots and have something to do. Because I don't like to have too many. See, that's just me. I don't know if there's any other. I don't know how everybody else builds, but for me, I like to the minimum in projects two. Um, when it comes to cars, two. And right now I'm at that I'm at my max two, which is the Cadillac and the 55. I don't want to jump into something else because then if I jump into another car, then I'm just gonna get all discombobulated with trying to figure out what the hell's what, and then I'll lose my focus on the other projects that I got going on. So I don't like jumping into other kits like that. So that's why I bought those robots so I can monkey around with that till I can start getting myself situated with this Cadillac and the 55. But again, I sent the shop cards out, so be on the lookout for that. And hopefully, I'll start having some sort of updates on that caddy, and on the 55. Uh, and to everybody else that I have received packages, you know who you are. I've sent personal messages to you guys. Thank you very much for the wonderful gifts that you have sent to me to get me back on my feet again. It's awesome, to think that such a tight knit community. It's awesome. So, but that's all I got for right now, my brother. So I guess it's time for me to let you go. So till next time, this is Fast Shimmy 71 saying peace. And you know it, chicken grease. Laters.